don't mind me. I've just been sitting here. I just been streaming to myself, just performing for myself for a half hour. Oh my goodness. Tonight's stream brought to you by Tanuki Sake. Welcome to Blaine's Escape Corner, my little corner of the internet where I don't hit the go live button and talk about anime for a half hour before I realize that the reason nothing is happening is because I'm not live. I'm almost done with my first glass of sake, so we're off to a great start. And oh, we've got a fun one tonight. And I'm glad, I guess, I had a preview of what I was gonna be up to already. Oh my goodness, you make all the mistakes, right? And sometimes the mistake is trying to find that go live button. And it would help. It would help if it wasn't start streaming, and I'm like, yeah, start streaming. Now we're streaming. I'm gonna talk, and we're gonna have a good time. We're streaming, and I look over, and it's like, go live hasn't been pressed yet, and there's no stream in your stream window. Oh boy, it's Friday. It is Friday fun time. So let's get to it. Let's get to it for realsies here. Kampai, and hopefully I remember to be as funny as I think I was earlier. Although I am going to switch, because it's Friday. We're doing Sake Friday, so I've got a couple different bottles. I've got a couple different cartons, and we're going to sort of cycle through. Next, I want to run the Shirayuki Junmai Ginjo. So let's get ourselves some of that in the glass. Everybody loves it. Just don't fall on your ass. Kampai. Okay. So today we've got some reviews about things that we watched previously. I've got a pretty interesting ad that I want to get into that, is it okay? What is it about? We'll find out. We'll see what the international UN thinks about anime advertising. We will then jump into a couple things I found about Shikimori, because we can't waste an episode without me railing against Izumi and how much they have no passion and their relationship makes no sense and the whole dynamic is dumb and stupid, because they are nothing like Marin and Gojo, and they need to be told it every day. And people online need to realize it has nothing to do with fan service. It has nothing to do with effeminate characters. It's all to do with characters that don't have any goals, passions, or aspirations that you're then telling me are in love and giving me no reason to believe any of it. So we'll rail against that a little bit. And then I wanted to go through the first 3 weeks here. So we're at episode 3 on a lot of stuff this season. And episode 3 is our episode where, you get the 3-episode rule. Give it the 3-episode rule. Just give it trust me, after episode 3, that's where everything comes together and it works out. To an extent, I believe in the 3-episode rule. 3-episode rule is really good when we're talking about character building dramas where we're adding characters to our main team. And, we see that with something like a Cowboy Bebop, where we have to get introduced to some of the characters before we start getting into the dynamic of what makes the show itself actually really fun and enjoyable to watch. And so these third episodes are really where we start to get into, we've been introduced to the character, we've been introduced to the setting, now what's next? So I want to see how the rankings are doing for everybody as we go through that. Should be fun, should be very excitable. Let's see. Our update of the day. Miss Shachiku and the Little Baby Ghost. So I have caught up now on Miss Shachiku and the Little Baby Ghost, and it is amazing. It is fun. It is warm. It is soft. It is cute. It is Don't work too hard because work isn't everything. I am in love with this show. It is the adorable little palate cleanser that you need at the end of the week in order to make the rest of the week okay. It is cleaning the house. It is just soft and wonderful. This story overall is just been a blast. Been very fun, very cute, very adorable. We've been introduced now to our little cat character, and even that introduction is built on this idea of how do we help Miss Shachiku? How do we make sure that her life's going to be okay? And will this transformation make it so that I can help, make it so that I can be somebody that is useful to Miss Shachiku, and that idea of them trying to find ways that they can work with her and make her life better and make her happier and make just everything be okay, because she's putting in so much work at work, and we see the little ghost try to help her friend who has to her coworker who's also working, and it's just adorable. It's cute. It's fun. It's a wonderful time. And for anyone that has worked with a boss who said, "Hey, we got some mandatory overtime," and you're like, "Mandatory overtime? That doesn't make sense. I don't like the idea of mandatory overtime. I have my time and I do my work, and then I'm done. I'm done with that." It's a very, very different thing when we're looking at the black companies in Japan. And I mean, black is in the Black Death, not black is in the other black. So it's an actual term over there where the companies will work them into the grave by giving them extra work, telling them they've got to get it done by the next day. And Miss Shachiku just, we don't want her to die. We don't want her to work herself to death. We want her to have a great time, and we want her to survive. And Miss Shachiku and the little baby ghost is turning into just an adorable version of Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Take Kobayashi and Kana and multiply that by however many, I'm assuming 3 just from the poster, but multiply it by the number of little ghosts and fun yokai that we're gonna get. Good evening, Bill. Welcome. In case you missed it, I streamed for a half hour to myself before hitting the go live button, which is something I haven't done in a very long time. But we're on to a second glass of sake tonight, so should get fun a lot quicker than normal from the audience's perspective. Oh, goodness. How silly of me. So Shachiku, little baby ghost, I recommend it. It's fun. It's fantastic. It's cute. Watch it with your kids. If you've got kids, maybe they'll pick up some hints and want to be Miss Shachi, or the little baby ghost that rub your shoulders and help you relax after a long, stressful week of work. Shachiku is the bleach for the heart, for the soul. It'll cleanse you. It'll make you better. And it is wonderful and cute and adorable. Kanpai. Next, I watched Dawn of the Witch. So we've updated to the second episode of Dawn of the Witch. And it is completely different than I was expecting. We start out episode 1 with this world has magic and people are learning magic, and magic is different and magic is weird and people have prejudice against magic. That's what it translated for me was, there's prejudice against mages. They're still looked down upon. They're still persecuted. I'm like, okay, yeah, persecution, I get, like old-timey biblical persecution. Okay, I get that. So, but we've got a place where mages live and are able to learn magic and all that kind of stuff. And then in this episode, it's like, oh, yeah, remember when we said persecuted? We meant like first century persecution. Like, we're murdering people we don't like. This is Salem witch trials. This is Deus Vult against the witches. It is straight up executioners coming after witches, and I'm here for it. I'm liking that idea. I like that turn, but dang if that first episode did not set me up for this at all. That first episode made it feel like, oh, we're going to be on an adventure. Then we're going to go to a town. And it's going to be a town where people are going to be like, oh, you're kind of weird. Why do you got magic? And then they're like, well, our magic can help you start your lamps fires and can help you clean your water, you know, and do magic stuff that'll help around town. I was like, okay, yeah, they're going to go down to this town. They're going to be sort of the good witch that'll help the town, and everybody will be like, okay, yeah, witches aren't too bad. And episode 2 is like, nah, we're hunting witches. We're coming back with a witch's head, and I want these witches dead. And you're like, oh, hey, whoa, that's a body, pile of bodies on a wagon. I was not expecting this. Where did this come from? Why are we? Who are you? All right, this is a different show. If this was episode 1, I would be just as informed as this being episode 2. Really, really fantastical. I'm loving it. We of course get into the main character. Don't do it. It turns out that even though I suck and can't control magic, I actually have infinite magic. And it's like, all right, cool, whatever. OP character is OP character. I'm more interested in Holt, the side character that is somehow even more looked down upon than a mage because of this characteristics she has, running that half demon idea. It's antlers, so it kind of reminds me of the what's that new Netflix one that had that graphic novel where they're born like half deer. So they got kind of this weird demony look to them, and they are like, well, I don't want to be a bad guy. I want to be good. I was just brainwashed by you. And you're like, okay, well, what? Like that. I'd like the idea of them being like, oh, I was actually sent to infiltrate, but I'm actually choosing this side. But it wasn't very clear that they did that. You're just like, okay, and now they didn't do anything. Okay, cool. Sweet Tooth, yeah. That's the weird deer one. But it's good. Like, I like the way it's going. I like the I'm the best student in class and you're the worst, so I'm gonna leave you behind. That is now like, oh, I gotta work with the group. Oh, you got infinite magic? Like, I like his character. I like the lizard man. I'm excited to kind of see how the lizard man interacts with everybody else. And I believe there's a 3rd episode out now, so I can actually catch up on that ASAP, actually. So I'm excited to follow up with lizard man. But yeah, it just an immediate turn into are you witches? Deus Vult, and just murder hammer time. Like straight up Bloodborne. That's what it is. It's Bloodborne healing church, bringing down the giant hammer, the Kirk hammer, and slamming into some witches. And it is brutal, and it is at one point, they're dragging the lizard guy by his broken tail, and he like grabs onto a root to like not be drug anymore, and they just destroy his hand with the hammer, and it's like, oh no, because like for me especially, like I think there's this thing where like with males, you want to torture them by their hands, because hands and doing stuff with your hands is much more important to men. So having that idea of like destroying the hands, just like, no, not the hands. And you're like, whoa, this is a different show. The last episode, I was complaining about 300-year-old lolly panty shots, which I can still complain about, but this is a complete different turn. Where are we going with this? I hope it stays down this path, because this path is a lot more exciting. If it just has this episode of watch out for the witch hunters, they're gonna get you. And then it switches back and goes to what I thought would be previously, that is just we're witches and we're here to make your life better, not to make it worse. If it switches back to that, I'll be a little disappointed with this show, only because this episode was like, or episode 2 was like, whoa, this is gonna be cool, this is gonna be fun. Even if main character is like infinite power man, he at least can't control it, can't do anything. So we'll see. Of course, they'll gain control, they'll get better, they'll become the superhero that the story needs them to be, I'm sure. But if they can stay, I have infinite power but no control, so I can't do anything, that'll be fun, I think. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Again, I'm anime only on all of this stuff, so very interested to just follow along and see where it goes. Skeleton Knight in Another World. Oh boy, I love this show. That first episode, I get it. They're like, these are bad baddies and you need to save him, and they make him look really good by saving him from almost being graped. But the graping initiation was like, whoa, what are we doing here? But then we get into this episode and it's like, all right, hear me out. We had Overlord, right? Big skeleton man goes into another world, but it's just like the game he used to play, and he has a bunch of his powers, and he is the like big bad boss of the world. He's super powerful and has all these people that are following him. Okay, hear me out. We have that. What if we have big powerful skeleton man who gets sucked into another world that is exactly like his game, but he doesn't want anyone to know that he's a big skeleton man, and he doesn't want anybody to know that he's very powerful. What do you think about that? I really like this dynamic. I like this turn. I like this changeover from our Overlord type story, where this character is OP as hell, and they are one-shotting everything they come across, and they don't want anybody to know they're a skeleton, and they don't really want anybody to know how powerful they are. And so we're getting crazy powerful skeleton knight in this crazy armor that is going into the bounty board, grabbing help guard someone while they pick herbs. And then they go, and the person picking herbs is a little tiny girl, and it's just adorable because he's just this giant all-powerful thing with this little girl who's just trotting along as she goes to find her herbs. And I love this idea. I hope his next mission is to walk some old lady across the street, or to guide them across the river. It's adorable, and that idea of him being just this all-powerful thing that is doing these menial tasks because they don't want people to know that they're this crazy strong skeleton is just amazing. And that excuse of like, I just got a real interest in herbs is just, it's funny. It's silly. I love it. I've got some hiccups, but that's okay. They'll go away. I'll treat them like tiny burps. We are getting that counter story of other people in the world that are fighting monsters or finding out that there's something else out there that's super powerful because he left a carcass behind, even though nobody knows it was him. And it'll be interesting to see sort of how the two stories sort of connect. I would love a boring, practically slice of life wherein he is just every episode helping somebody cross the street, making sure somebody's dog comes, like walking a dog, and bringing it back safe. Whatever boring chores that people need help with or would happen to put in a bounty board, I want to see them being a part of that and doing those silly little things. I think that would be a really fun show to watch. Even though I can kind of tell like we're gonna get into that, like, oh, you're the all powerful, you have to help us, or in some weird way they start affecting the world in a bigger fashion because of how powerful and how strong they are. So, very, very fun, very exciting. I'm quite enjoying Skeleton Knight in Another World, and I'm excited to watch the third episode. And excitement in the third episode means you're probably gonna keep up with it. Means you're gonna enjoy it. Means you'll like it. Means you want to continue it. Going into the third episode, you may be dropping something. You may not enjoy it, and it's okay to drop things. Dropping anime is more important than starting an anime, because if you're not feeling it, if you're not enjoying it, don't waste your time. Don't watch something that you're thinking, maybe it'll be worth it. That person on Twitter said it was good, so I should watch it. No. If you don't like something, don't watch it. It's okay. You're not me. You're not having to watch Shikimori so that you can be a part of the online discourse, because that's part of this new job that you're trying to take on. You don't have that. If you don't want to watch Shikimori, you don't have to watch Shikimori. You don't have to even engage with Shikimori. How lucky, how beautiful is your life that you can drop Shikimori the way I dropped Fanfare of Adolescence. Oh goodness, you beautiful thing, you. Wouldn't the world be great? Great if that were my case. But I wanted to look at the was it Anime Corner? Is that who does the weeklies that I follow? Let's see. Ba-ba-bum. Oh, also it's UFO Table, not Ufotable. We learned that 3 hours ago from UFO Table themselves. They officially announced it. You're so excited to continue Shikimori's. The relationship concept is so deep. It's so deep. Deep like the drawing is. The drawing's too deep. There's no depth to it. That was a deep burn. That was a deep cut into Shikimori that I just made. Oh my goodness. We'll get into that. We'll get into Shikimori. I've got some info on Shikimori that has popped recently. But first, let's talk about third episodes and how they rank things. Oh, actually, should I do the full? Hold on. If I do this and then I zoom in. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do this. Give me just a second to set this up. Yes. Beautiful. There we go. That's wonderful. The graphic design joking all about it. It is. All right. So Anime Corner, one of many websites that ranks shows. We had spring 2022 start, and week 1, we saw some interesting things in week 1, and I think they're enlightening to the overall anime sphere, anime world, people who watch anime, and it may only be interesting to me, but I'm gonna stream this and talk about it because somebody else out there will find this kind of interesting and be like, huh, didn't think about that. Or I did think about that. I'm glad someone else thought about it too. Here in the first week of voting, we had The Executioner and Her Way of Life hitting 12%. Will they tell us how many people voted on this? 5,000. Okay. Calculator. 5106 times 0.12. Is it 12.04? So we had 614 people in the first week that said Executioner and Her Way of Life is the best show this season after episode 1. That's what we saw. Then we had Rising the Shield Hero, and actually let me just go to this one. Rising the Shield Hero. People are like, yeah, Rising! I remember that one. About the same number said that. Your boy Kong Ming coming out of nowhere. And it's on High Dive. So far in our top 3, we have 2. We have Executioner and Her Way of Life and your boy Kong Ming, both coming out of High Dive. Your boy Kong Ming, I'm so excited to watch and catch up on. Everything about it looks fun and funny. The idea of a Chinese general who's helping someone out in Shinjuku who is trying to be a music artist. It sounds hilarious, and I'm here for it. And the world agrees, apparently. Science Fell in Love, a second season. Second seasons, we got Rising the Shield Hero season 2. We got Fell in Love season 2. We got Tomodachi Game. Tomodachi Game first episode, I said, seemed interesting. Seemed like we could have this idea of, maybe the main character is actually the bad person. Maybe the twist is going to be this. Maybe the twist is going to be that. There was going to be some stuff that could be interesting, but there was also some big faults. So I'm really surprised to see Tomodachi Game up at number 5. Tomodachi Game giving away the idea that there's like these other people behind the scenes. Of course there are, but we don't need to see them. And the fact that one's like a little girl and the other one is a like it's a lolly and a MILF basically that are behind the scenes, and you're like, why? Who are you people? Why is this what these characters look like? Very strange, very strange. Greatest Demon Lord Reborn is typical nobody. Again, yeah, that first week you're like, yeah, I've seen this show before. I enjoy this type of show. I could throw down some popcorn while I'm eating this show. I enjoy it. We can do it. This will be fun. Aharen is indecipherable. Funny. Snips, like screenshots. Oh, ha ha ha, this clip was funny. I don't know that it was like that great of a show though. I'm Quitting Heroing, another one High Dive. So in the top 10, we've got 3 High Dive shows in the top 10. Trapped in a Dating Sim, again, We've seen this type of show before. We know kind of what to expect, but we have a little bit of that extra. The game is really weird, so maybe that'll make it more exciting. So people are liking that. Skeleton Knight in Another World also, hitting that top 10. Some of the stuff past the top 10, like if we look at it, Dawn of the Witch down at 11th, I can see it. Comey stuck in Netflix hell. Daemon surprised me. I feel like people should have seen the fact that Daemon would be better. I think Daemon should have been higher. RPG Real Estate, can't blame you there. It's basically K-On! Somewhere else. Corporate Slave wants to be healed by the Lolly Spirit. A weird way to title it, but that is adorable and cute. And meh. Birdie Wing making me sad down here, but first episode really didn't tell you how great that show is going to be, so I can get it. I'm in it. Moving on to week 2. Week 2, we see Spy Family popping off, jumping up, swinging out of the gates. We quadrupled our respondents, and they're still hitting 12%, which means they're hitting, 2,400 people that are saying Spy Family is the one to watch. So we've got a ton of people saying that's the one to watch. Kaguya-sama. They were like, oh, wait, that's right. We were supposed to vote. I forgot to vote. Bam! They're popping out. They're like, we love our Kaguya-sama. We love Chika. We love the way the president and Kaguya interact. That we're all about it. Date Alive. These people came out of cryostasis to vote on this. They're like, oh, our show is back. And they arrived, and they're clicking, must click like. Bam, bam, bam. I would not be surprised if we have some kind of best girls coming out of Data Live purely because all those fans have finally been thawed and they're ready to start voting on stuff. Ya boy Kong Ming. Sorry, ya boy. You had to get kicked because these people all decided to wake up and vote on the Anime Corners polls. Now, we will say 5.89 when 19,000 people, I believe, puts you at a higher 241. times, we got 0.0589, double. So in week 2, your boy Kong Ming has doubled the number of people that are willing to go on to a random online poll and vote for it. That's a testament. That's a beautiful thing. Executioner, dropping. Sorry, Executioner. Percentage-wise, not as many people are interested in you anymore. And that means fewer people are interested in Executioner than Kong Min. So, very interesting. And I think if we do the math there, that means like the same number of people were voting on Executioner. And now we have, double the number of people that are voting on your boy. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Rising of the Shield Hero dropping 4 positions on their second episode. That second episode was so boring. We need to figure out a plan to stop the turtle. Stop the turtle. Oh, I'll help you stop the turtle. We have a plan to stop the turtle. Who cares? Show me turtle. Show me battle. Show me something. Little did I know I would quickly regret that and not want to watch that or be shown that. But that was the battle cry at the time, was how boring. Now, oh, Lord. Woohoo! LAWD Lord. Love After World Domination popping in at number 7, popping off, popping up. This is going to be the best couple of the season. I don't care if this show never gets above 7. It is the one to watch. It is so enjoyable. I am here for it. I'm voting for it. I'm voting for this one. Boom. Beautiful. Shikimori is not just a cutie popping in. People obviously seeing something in that show that I don't see. Why you see Tomodachi Game? I'm sorry, you're just not that good. I feel like we've seen you before and we've seen you done better. Greatest Demon Lord Reborn is a typical nobody. I want to see Demon Lord taking the spot of Tomodachi Game, because Greatest Demon Lord Reborn is a typical nobody is fun, is enjoyable. You can put it on, you can watch it, you can be like, haha, that's fun, hey, that's silly. Whereas Tomodachi Game, you're like, I've seen this before, but this isn't as good. So let's pop that up. Let's pop that up. They are 0.05% apart. What if in week 2, 19,241 times 0.05. Wait, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. I did that wrong. 19,241 times 0.0005. 9 people. So if we can get 10 more people from week 2 to have voted for Greatest Demon Lord, it would be on top of Tomodachi Game, as it belongs. It belongs on top of Tomodachi Game. Sorry, Tomodachi Game, you're not impressing me so far. And then, wait, hold on. I forgot to check this. So if we go past the top 10, Skeleton Knight fell in that second episode. I don't see how it falls. I don't see how it's less than Tomodachi Game in that second episode. I think it was a much more fun. I'm excited to see where this goes. I can see, something on High Dive dropping, Summertime Rendering really not getting a ton of people to watch it because it's stuck in, was it Disney Plus hell? Dawn of the Witch, I've said my piece on that. Why is there a lolly witch? I don't get it. We could make her more mature. Like, did I already rant about this? Did I rant about how, because I know I ranted about it previously and maybe a day before, but like, Dawn of the Witch has a 300-year-old lolly witch that is the problem with 300-year-old lolly witches. Okay. There are real human women that are tiny, that are short, that are skinny, that are itty-bitty in real life. That does exist. That is a true thing that actually happens. However, if you were to meet one, you would know immediately that they are a mature female. And you're like, oh yeah, she's tiny and she's small, but she's mature, she's old, she's, you know, we can talk, we can have a good time. There is a difference between a mature woman who is tiny and a child. A child is a child, and a mature woman who is tiny is a mature woman still. Dawn of the Witch is a child. You can tell me as much as you want that they're 300, but they have a haughty laugh to them. The first time we're introduced to them, they're throwing a hissy fit. They're constantly giving that kind of like and that's just a childish way of speaking, a childish way of sort of acting. You're giving us a weird lolly that you're just telling us is 300 years old. Nothing about them appears that way. And compare that to the teacher in Certain Magical Index. You take a still frame from Certain Magical Index and you're like, that's a child. However, if you watch the show, the way they talk, the way they move, the way that they interact with other characters, they are very clearly mature. They come into situations from a point of understanding and awareness and control that says, you know, I may be in a tiny body, but I understand what's going on, and I need to tell you, the less mature person, how things need to move forward or how we need to stay in control. And even if I'm not in control, tell me now what's going on so I can help us make a decision. And they have that interaction that tells you they're mature. You can have tiny characters that are lolly in design that are still mature and interesting as far as the way they communicate, as far as the way they act, as far as the way they interact with other characters. And Dawn of the Witch is not giving us that with the Dawn Witch. Right now, I would have to believe that the Dawn Witch went into some sort of cryostasis when she touched the magical staff and is stuck at mentally being 13 tops, maybe 14, probably closer to like 12 mentally, because of the way they're acting and interacting with everybody else. And sure, they know a lot about something. They can talk a lot about, like, I know this about magic. I know this about magic. I want to talk about magic. I want to talk about this magic. Have you ever talked to a child? Like, children do that all the time. They're like, I know about trucks. Do you know about trucks? I like this truck. But you know what my favorite truck is? A dump truck. But a dump truck's not a real truck like a road truck. Dump trucks have big wheels and they carry stuff. And they also work with the diggers. And the diggers are the best ones because the diggers can actually get the dirt into the dump truck. And you're like, they can go on forever. They have infinite knowledge about one thing. And they can just talk and talk and talk. So making your character know a lot about something doesn't make them mature. It just makes them annoying. So Dawn of the Witch, gonna have to do something to make that character actually 300, because right now they're just annoying and falling into that problem with the 300-year-old lolly. Whew. I need a drink after that one. Trapped in a Dating Sim, World of Otome Games, episode 2. Fun episode. We get a little bit deeper into the school and the interactions there and how silly it is. I'm excited to hear the dub for this one. I think it comes out on Sunday, because in the first episode we got a lot of the main character, Jordan Crew, doing his like basically a giant monologue. So it'll be fun to hear someone new to that lead position actually doing interactions with other characters. And you know, I need to reach out and see, are they actually filming that with 2 people in the booth yet, or are these 2 people that are remote still? So I should figure that out and see before we go on about that. I know all about dump trucks. Do you not? Back the dump truck up, back it up. Back the dump truck up, back it up. Back the dump truck up, back it up. Do you not? Hold on. Do you not know this? No, it's excavator. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hold on. I think I need to switch this over to here. Okay, so if I move that there, Oh wait, no, I don't have to do that. I can leave this where it was. Hold on. Do you back it up. Back the dump truck, back it up. All right, I'm gonna get to that point of the song because I don't want to play a lot of this because I don't want to lose this to freaking copyright. But this is the funniest shit you're gonna see today. Thousands of tiny pebbles. Okay, there we go. Okay. You're unfamiliar? All right. Well, get ready to be familiar. This song was introduced to me through TikTok, and then also a friend of ours who has little children. So I think you should be able to hear it if I do this. It's a song all about dump trucks, and I'm gonna skip to a minute in. So there's a whole minute of song that you could catch up on, but this is the best line. Pebbles, thousands of tiny pebbles, and now we're ready to back him up. So back him up. Back the dump truck, back him up. Back the dump truck, back him up. Back the dump truck, back him up. Oh my goodness, I freaking love that song. I can't believe you're unfamiliar with the dump truck song. Oh. No, back. Oh my goodness. Oh, I think they have something about every sort of truck that you could find on a construction field. I freaking love that. I love it so much. But yeah. Anyway, a kid could talk to you about dump trucks for hours. Just because someone can talk to you about something for a while doesn't make them mature necessarily. So I disagree with the way that they're framing the Dawn Witch as being mature just because they are smart about magic. That doesn't... Who cares? You better play it for the family tomorrow. All you have to search up is... What did I just search? 1 second. Back the dump truck song. You just do back the dump truck song. The world will lead you where you need to go. Daemon, I can see people not really being their cup of tea. This really is gonna fall into a couple people. Wow, I just jumped right back into it, didn't I? Let me give myself a breather. Oh. Daemon, I'm loving now because we're learning about the Wagashi. We're learning about the food. Episode 2, I could see you not really getting that feel, but I think it's gonna be better overall. Heart of Kunoichi, I'm enjoying, but I can see a lot of people not being their cup of tea. Corporate save. This surprises me. It is such a... I wonder if they wrote it wrong. I wonder if they wrote Miss Shachiku instead of Miss Corporate Slave wants to be healed by a lolly spirit. If more people would vote on it. If this is a problem with translation here. But this is unacceptable. Birdie Wing Golf Girl's story is the greatest sports anime of this year. Period. I don't care what comes out next. It's not going to have the illegal underground world of golf gambling behind it the way Birdie Wing does. Birdie Wing is fantastic, and it needs to be higher on these lists. This was week 2. This was the first week that we got introduced to evil, dark underbelly of society. Jumping into week 3. More people love Spy Family, and they should. Spy Family is fantastic. It's wonderful. It's cute. It's adorable. We're meeting the whole family. We have that. We've got the family built. It's wonderful. It should be wonderful from both a heart healing standpoint of let's build the family, and we've got some fun action that goes along with it. The whole pulling the pin on the grenade and throwing it and using that as the ring, adorable, fun. That one should grow. These top 4 or top 3 staying at same rank. And then Love After World Domination is taking over the world. Plus the acronym is LOD. So, oh Lord, here it come. I am here for it. I am excited for it. I am glad more people are here for it and excited for it. That's beautiful. That's what I like to see. It's adorable. It's cute. We're getting the Power Ranger feel while building a fun romance. This is what if Rita Repulsa was a kawaii girl character. This is I'm here for it. I am here for it. And 6-year-old Blaine is here for it too, with his little red Power Ranger stuffed animal with the hard head because it had a helmet that he whacked stuff with. I am all about Love After World Domination. Kong Ming, sorry, had to drop it because you got to make way for Love After World Domination. Data Live's going to be in that same corner next week, I bet. Executioner Way of Life, got to drop again. Again, it's just one. You got to make room for Love After World Domination. Next week, we'll try to make sure that you give way for Birdie Wing, but we're one step at a time. Summertime Rendering coming out of nowhere, coming out of 16th place. This is going to be a result of that Disney Plus hell. Like, people are finding this show, people are enjoying this show, but it's not going to be coming from Disney Plus specifically. So very interesting the way this one pops up here, just almost immediately. And you wonder, right? Like, we talked yesterday about Crunchyroll having a monopoly and all this thing, and it's like, okay, yeah, kind of. Like, they've got more titles than the other. Well, I guess if you combined them, if you combined Prime, Netflix, and High Dive, they probably have as many titles as Crunchyroll has right now. High Dive, I think, is running about 600, and the other two are running about 200 to 300 each. We still have some competition going on, right? We have Love After World, or we have Your Boy Kong Ming, we have Executioner Way of Life that are fantastic this season and are getting some recognition, which will draw people into High Dive. We have Summertime Rendering. You know, a lot of people have Disney Plus, as much as the problems people may have or not have with Disney. It's kind of a contentious issue right now. There's other ways to watch stuff though. So I could see people finding it, and Summertime Render having the timing and the sort of mystery, the Higurashi, I think we're gonna get a bit of another in there. I think it's gonna be kind of a fun murder mystery, and it could drop an Amber Heard in the bed, but it's not gonna be it's not gonna be till the end that we find out that this is actually a bad show. It'll be really good all the way through, and people already saying, JC's staff made this, look how good it is. It's like, yeah, I mean, when people have time and money and energy, they're able to make a better product than other times in their careers, right? Also, just studios that are able to hire more people, get more names on stuff, get more money for stuff. This is probably got a lot of that Netflix money from licensing out. What was the One Punch Man? Probably going to hiring more people so they can make this thing. Right? Hashtag me poo. All right, we're switching gears here to Sho Une, the Junmai Ginjo. Hakutsuru. Yeah, of all the sake I have laying around me here, 2 of them are Hakutsuru. I have this one, which is a Ginjo, but it's a premium Ginjo. No, that's Hakushika. This one? Oh my goodness, I've got 4 different types of sake from 4 different brewers. how in all the shakeup did Shikimori maintain at 8? I don't get it. How are people that far into this show and they're still like, oh yeah, I like the show. Me like couple. It's fun. Twitter said they're bisexual and coupling, and that make me happy. And it's like, what? Why? Why? These people don't have goals. They don't have things they're interested in. They're not excited for anything. Get out of here. Nobody likes you. Comey can't communicate. People are finding ways to watch that so they can enjoy it. Rising of the Shield Hero 2. PS2 turtle. Piss turtle. It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't understand how it can be that bad. I remember the joke. What was it? Gigak? Garnt was doing the it's bad CG. We had like that bear. What's the bear from that snow show, Golden Kamui, and then just this awful CG bear coming at it and just destroyed the show. But yeah, so if the eyes are doing it for Shikimori and keeping it at 8, keeping it at what is okay? We got 4.14, 2249. Wait, 22459 times 0.0414. 1,000 people who watch the show and enjoy it enough to vote on it because of the eyes. Then that means that at the end of the year, frickin' Akabi's sailor uniform is going to be anime of the season, is what that tells me, because of the frickin' some of those Cloverworks stills that they draw in that are just amazing, beautiful drawings, like something that Sistine Chapel type drawings. Really fantastic stuff. So if that's what is really keeping Shikimori up here, maybe the supporting cast, maybe the girl who's too tired to work out but is trying at the sports festival, maybe the best friend who has a snaggletooth is doing it. I don't see how Shikimori and Izumi can carry that show. I really don't. Dropping past the top 10, we have Skeleton Knight. Oh, come on, Skeleton Knight. Like, you're so close. We can get Skeleton Knight up into the 10th position. Skeleton Knight was so much fun. I'm glad Tomodachi Game dropped off. Here's the deal though. Tomodachi Game either did the worst thing they can do or the best thing they can do. In their third episode, they either gave away the plot. They said, this is the person who messed it up, and now the only mystery is why are they here and who runs the game? Or they gave us just enough where it's like, this person is ruining this particular instance, but didn't put them into this whole position overall. Because the stealing of the money and having the debt that puts them into the game are kind of two different things. We haven't been told that they're the one that got them into the game in the first place. So either they gave it away, or they're very subtly going to be like, oh, we didn't say that's what's happening. That's still a mystery, because it's a mystery show of like who's got what and why are they doing it and how is their friendship going to fall apart or stay together. Like we need the mystery. So if they gave away the mystery already, that's on them. But I think they didn't. I think they didn't give away the mystery. So I could see them sort of pulling out. But that third episode, it's gonna knock a lot of people off of it. Trapped into dating sim, falling down a little bit. We've got quitting heroing, still 13th. You're not in the top 10, but for a high dive, that's sort of a just random fantasy show. You're popping off on top of Science Fell in Love, as well as some of the rest here. Grey's Demon Lord, again, it's popcorn, it's fun, it's silly. Daemon, I really feel like more people need to like this show. I really do. And that could just be me being like 31 speaking, but like I feel like a lot more people need to like Daemon than do. It's fun, it's beautiful, it's cute, and it's all about fun Japanese candy, which I love. Don't Hurt Me, My Healer is down here. You're making me sad. You're making me hurt. The third episode got even more of the good stuff where they're like, oh, we got to get her into the tournament. Well, we got to make a promise. Oh, okay, I promised the old deal. And it's like, oh, what's the old deal? How are we doing this? Who's going to end up buried in the golf green? Like, oh, my goodness. If Birdie Wing doesn't like posthumously come out as like this fantastic story, then I'm going to be upset because it is so good. It is so much fun. I love it so much. And in a year from now, when people are saying, you know, the best sports anime of 2022 was actually Birdie Wing. It really had a good dynamic as far as turning an old mafia show into the modern era and using golf as a game that, you know, they could gamble on and they could sort of wager each other's skills against, and how one person goes against another person without them physically interacting with each other. And it just really was a good show. It was a very fantastic show. If that's not happening in a year, I'm going to keep preaching this because that show is great. That show is fantastic. And more people need to watch Birdie Wing. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. And the rest of these I don't care about. Insect Land. Who voted for Insect Land? How did you even get on the list? How did you get on the list there, Insect Land? Oh my goodness. Is it poll time? When is poll time? When is Anime of the Week poll? Starts Friday at 10 a.m. UTC and ends exactly 7 days later. So when is next poll time? I don't know. 10 a.m. UTC, whatever that time is. Is it 10 a.m. UTC yet? I don't know how that works. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's follow up with our Dawn of the Witch critique by jumping into this article. UN woman accused ad for Tawawa on Monday manga of promoting a minor woman as a male sexual target. Tawawa on Monday. I've seen a couple episodes. Tawawa on Monday is like one of those really quick 2-minute ones where you can just watch a little bit of it. The manga, you know, I haven't read the manga. I haven't read a manga since I was freaking renting manga from the King County library system. So I've been sort of out of that game. But Tawawa is an interesting one because it's a different country, a different world. It's very like, So I want to see kind of where this article goes, because I think that like we have anime overall that has that feeling of like they're taking high schoolers and they're getting sexualized in some way or another, because that's how stories are written, that's how stories go. And a good version of that is designed to bring us into the character's shoes and make us feel what the character feels, right? So we see Marin in situations where Gojo is then embarrassed, and her fan service is designed to make us feel also a little like, we see that. And then vice versa when you know she's getting measured for things. So a lot of the times that fan service, that idea, the sexualization of anything, is designed to put us in a position where we're supposed to feel what the character feels, not necessarily that we're supposed to want the character. So let's see what the UN was saying about the manga advertisements here. The United Nations Women's Organization has taken an issue with an ad for the latest volume of Kiseki Himura's slice of life manga Tawawa on Monday, Ketsuyobi no Tawawa, which they believe is about a minor woman as a male sexual target. Lewd things are bad. The Public Morals Committee members that end up disturbing the morals herself. Okay. Translated in English as Tawawa on Monday, Getsuyobi no Tawawa centers on Ai, a high school student whose prominent feature are her internationally punny eye-cup breasts. One day, on a train ride to school, Ai encounters a gloomy older salaryman and quickly strikes up a friendship with him. From then on, Ai and the salaryman meet up every Monday, keeping each other company and brightening up their morning commutes. On April 4th, major Japanese newspaper, the Nikkei, ran a full-page advertisement for the series' upcoming 4th volume featuring a simple illustration of Ai, alongside a message as translated by Otaku USA, reading, "I hope this will be a wonderful week." So here, is this our ad? This is our one-page ad. I hope this will be a wonderful week. Same. I hope this will be a wonderful week for you too. We're hitting. This is Friday, right? Yes, it's Friday. So I hope you all had a wonderful week, and I hope you enjoy your weekend, and I hope you have like another wonderful next week. That's what I think. A week later, the United Nations entity for gender equality and empowerment of women, whose website describes the organization as being dedicated to gender equality and the empowerment of women, wrote a strongly worded letter of complaint to the manager of the Nikkei regarding the ad. In their letter, the group, whose executive board currently hosts such anti-gender equality member countries as Sierra Leone and Afghanistan, that's a bit of, okay, demanded that the paper give clarification on why they published an ad promoting gender stereotypes. Responding to the initial outrage on April 8th, the magazine, in which Getsuyobi no Tawawa is serialized, Kodansha's weekly young magazine, explained to Comic Natalie that the advertisement was run because April 4th is the first Monday of the year for new employees. We put a full-page ad to get rid of anxiety and get better. Also, let's remember that this ad and this show and this manga is for kids. Like, it's a weekly young magazine. It's not a weird thing, especially if you're that age, right? Issuing a separate statement, Kodansha themselves told the Japanese branch of the HuffPo that this advertisement was posted in conjunction with the release of the new issue in order to develop new readers. We take your opinions seriously and will take them into the future. We would like to give due consideration to the development of advertising. This manga is just ridiculous, like at all levels. Not closing because her boobs got stuck in the door. That's ridiculous. Speaking to the Japanese branch of the Huffington Post, translated by Google Translate, UN Women Japan Director Ishikawa Kai explained that the organization's issue with the ad was how it only reflects the view that men want high school girls to do this, and high school girls are given only the personality of supporting men with sexual attraction. I don't think a single ad in a newspaper makes this a thing. I don't think that's how it works. The 3P principles that we have emphasized are not being followed, she added. Obviously, advertising a cartoon about a minor woman as a male sexual target risks promoting stereotypes that impose these roles on women. Do they? Oh, you're Kai Ishikawa? Okay. She further asserted, stereotypes about women and girls are a major impediment to gender equality, since advertising has a great influence on the formation of social norms. The Unstereotype Alliance believes that it is necessary to reflect the appearance of diverse people and break away from stereotypes with the aim of gender equality. I feel like there is nothing more gender equal than anime, than manga, than the stories that are fully embracing what anybody can do. Exactly. They're reading way too much into this. It's an ad for a little manga. why are you writing a letter? Why are you trying to put this as like the gender? This is a stereotype that locks people in. Like, when was the last time a stereotype about you locked you into being that stereotype? If you learned about a stereotype and that stereotype locked you into being only what that stereotype is, you need to reach out. You need to talk to somebody. You need to find some friends. You need to find a new group, find a new community. We here in the anime corner, the escape corner, are talking about anime and things that bring us together with that. So if you're in a group that says that like cartoons are for kids and that's a stereotype of like this really traditional Western male dominant thing, then break out. Be like, oh, okay, I'm going to join this other community, this other place where people are going to talk about how we're interested in anime. We think cartoons and animation is a really heightened form of storytelling that's able to show us more than you would normally see, and you can believe more than you would see in a live action or other types of storytelling. The idea that stereotypes about people are a major impediment has never made sense to me, because like stereotypes may be true about one part of your life, one little thing in your life, like one thing you do, right? Like I have a stereotype as someone who is like very good at math, very detached and very engineering brained, right? So I have a part of my life where I fall into that stereotype of I can solve a problem, I can logic my way through a problem, and that's what I'm going to do. Does that mean that I approach every situation as a logical, this is how it goes every single way, every time? I need to only fall within the bounds of logic, tism? No, that's not how the world works. That's not how people work. I may have parts of me that are stereotypical, but there are parts of me that aren't. Forever, I have been the token white guy at the Asian table. That has been my position in life, has been I have the meal with the rice and the seaweed and the weird smelling fish, and no one wants to sit next to me who's white, and I can go sit with the Asian kids and we can all enjoy our congee and everything together, right? Like your life is more than just stereotypes and looking at a person and stereotyping them, and vice versa. If someone's seeing a stereotype and putting themselves into that, just don't happen. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And if it is, again, the point is you need to build a better community around something, or find somebody, or it's with the age of the internet, Google and you'll find a Discord where there'll be people that are interested in something that you're interested in that is outside of what your stereotypical thing is going to be. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't add up for me. The company, the Nikkei, is also a member, Ishikawa noted, but this advertisement violates the terms of membership. You can't be in our club. You can't have the things. He's sad. He's bored. He's like, hey, you should have a good time. Continuing, Ishikawa claimed that UN Women is not questioning the attitude of publishers and authors of the manga that appeal to them in advertising, but are rather blaming the Nikkei newspaper for making the decision to place this ad. You can't place ads. You're a newspaper. Why? I want them to think about the social responsibility of the media once again, she added. Without external explanations from the company, I am not convinced that we will continue to work with the company to promote gender equality through the power of advertising. I have the power. I'm sorry. How is advertising a manga about how a cute girl can make your Monday better not promoting gender equality? Like, the whole point of the show, or the manga, as far as I saw, like, again, I only saw about 3 episodes, I want to say, was that Tawawa had the power. She was able to, like, grant joy, grant happiness, was like, yeah, I'm a little ray of sunshine. Oh, it's okay. We're having a good train ride. Like, what? Oh, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna get him. It's like Shachiku and the little ghost, right? Like, this is as if someone posted an advertisement of the little ghost and was like, this advertisement shows that girls can only be small, affectionate things, and it breaks them into a stereotype where they are powerless against it. And it's like, what are you talking about? The point is that they're the ones that are bringing sad people out of their depression, out of their funk. They're the ones with the power to make things better. What is wrong with you? Why are you like this? Why can't you just say life is better now? Why not? Oh my goodness. The 3 Ps mentioned by Ishikawa refer to a set of criteria an advertisement must meet to win a Nikkei Women Empowerment Advertising Award. Hold on. Did I just learn something here? Let me finish this real quick. An accolade awarded to advertisements are viewed as contributing to gender equality whose founding member is the Nikkei. So this is the equivalent of the New York Times starting a women's empowerment advertising award and then putting out an ad for Nike that features an attractive woman, and then they're like, oh, you can't put attractive women in ads because it locks them into a stereotype of attractive women being fit, and you don't win your award that you made. What? Why? Who cares? The problem is sex sells. People like things that are attractive on both sides. Oh my goodness. What? Oh no, we can't win our own award. We'll just have to make our own new award, I guess. To be eligible for this award, an advertisement must satisfactorily meet the questions of presence. Does the advertisement include diverse people? Are women not a diverse group anymore? Perspective. Does the advertisement take into account the perspectives of both men and women equally? Maybe women want to be happy caretaker who, is doing their job but also able to make somebody happy. How about that perspective? How does that do for you? Personality. Is the character of the advertisement depicted as having a personality or independence? Yeah, it's an entire thing wherein they're the main character. They're the person who's the driving force of things. Oh my goodness. Oh, it continues. We're not done yet. This award is itself part of a larger partnership between numerous businesses such as Coca-Cola, Aflac, and Yamaha. Doesn't Yamaha advertise almost solely with Miku the Vocaloid? And the Japanese arm of the UN Women's Unstereotype Alliance effort. According to UN Women Japan's website, machine translated, the purpose of this effort is to promote gender equality through media and advertising and eliminate harmful stereotypes. Single quotes on harmful stereotypes. Answering the question, what is an unstereotype? The Unstereotype Alliance explains on their official website, stereotypes such as women and men should be like this. Keep innovation and free thinking away by binding or shaping companies and people. Consumers will also move away from brands and products that draw stereotypes. Stereotypes are also a major barrier to achieving gender equality. They add, please participate in unstereotype activities with companies all over the world aiming to remove stereotypes from society. No, I don't think we will. I don't think you can. I honestly don't think you can remove stereotypes from society. And I'm going to get collegiate on this one. I I had a communications class because when I went to college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I had ideas about architecture and engineering and some other things that, maybe I'd be interested in. But, I spent a lot of years in college, and I have no degree to speak for it. And one of the more interesting classes that I took was a communications class. And the professor started by standing up there, and there were a bunch of questions on the board, and we were supposed to write down like what we thought about them just by looking at them. Where did we think they were from? What did we think their primary language was? What do we think their favorite food is? Like all this kind of stuff. And so the idea was to kind of see like, okay, what do we see when we see someone physically? How do we interpret that, right? But the point of the class was that that's okay. Was that all we need to do is realize that this is what we do, and then how to apply it to individual people. The professor was really great. Like we had a bunch of different games that we would play in class. Like one of my favorite ones was the urinal game, and I may be able to find it online actually. Hold on. Urinal game test. Oh yeah. Here we go. So the whole point of the class was to figure out kind of like what are your biases, what do you apply to things when you see them, and like how do you then interact with the world for that. And part of that is that we compartmentalize the world. If you thought of every single person you came across as an individual, as a single human, as somebody apart from anything you had known previously, your brain would explode trying to remember all of those people. You have to group them together. I have in my brain my group of anime fan friends. I have my group of Japanese food friends. I have my group of business owner friends. I have different groups in my brain as far as like who I'm interacting with and how I'm going to, or how they need to be communicated with, right? And that's okay because that's how we build relationships. That's how we build a surface level to then know somebody more intimately. And it's important to have those stereotypes because if you don't have a stereotype, you don't have a place to begin from. And the problem with a stereotype is if you stick someone in it and don't let them leave the stereotype, right? You're like, no, you're this in my brain, so you're always going to be this. That's the problem. Whereas if you meet somebody and you're like, okay, I can see them. I've got a Korean friend. We're going out to food. Maybe I'll suggest, this bibimbap or KBBQ place that just opened up that we can try out or whatever it may be, because I think they're going to be into that. And then you move from that into, we go to Dick's Burgers, we go to, we can go wherever after we sort of branch the friendship, but you've got kind of places where you can start with to know what to say or how to act. So stereotypes are okay, and we'll play the urinal game later. We'll play it later. Stereotypes are also a major barrier to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so again, stereotypes are not a barrier to achieving gender equality. They're a way for your brain to sort and organize people into groups so that you can know kind of immediately how to interact with them. Please participate. Oh, excuse me, burpee. Please participate in unstereotyped activities with companies all over the world aiming to remove stereotypes from society. Asked for comment on the backlash, the Nikkei's PR office told the HuffPo that confirmed... via ANN. Oh no, ANN! That confirmed the company is aware of the current controversy revolving around but noted that they do not comment on individual ad placement decisions. Smart. Though many fans responded to the UN Women's Statement by questioning if the outrage against the ad originated from the UN headquarters in New York City or from within Japan, Love Hina and UQ holder mangaka turned political candidate Ken Akamatsu took notice of the situation and offered insight on its proceedings. That's got to be hilarious when like entire political candidate groups are going to now have written doujins. That's just kind of how Japan is with how many different doujins there are out there, and mangas that are published all the time. Like that's awesome. I love seeing that. The United Nations Women's Organization protested the advertisement of a private company, tweeted the veteran artist. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, this protest is a fact and it is recognized as a protest from the headquarters of the institution. The Unstereotype Alliance is listed in the Basic Plan for Gender Equality decided by the Cabinet, but surprisingly, the Cabinet Office replied that it does not know the contents of the agreement. He added, "We have requested an urgent order for the terms." Oh my goodness. In light of the UN Women's perspective that this advertisement violates the terms of their partnership with the Nikkei, one is left to wonder just how the promotional image did so. Last time I checked, Ai is not only a woman, but the pose she's striking, an adorable head-over-the-shoulder pose in a mid-thigh-length skirt, is also meant to depict her as cute rather than in a sexual manner. The Dojin Polly. I will... a Dojin in every crib! In fact, the ad is actually far more tame than the actual covers to both the regular and Blue Ink releases of the series' 4th volume, the former of which sees Ai being playfully groped by her friend Volleyboo, and the latter showing 2 linking arms in an action that accentuates both of their chests. Ha ha ha. So these are actual covers of the manga. If the ad showed Ai sitting on her knees with her breasts hanging out, then Ishikawa might have an argument. However, as it stands, it appears that Ishikawa has taken issue with Himura's illustration simply because Ai is curvaceous. Oh no. Is Ishikawa saying that women who have large chests lack independence or a personality beyond their physical appearance? Does she want to see Ai in a burqa? Okay. We're getting a little into the weeds with this now. UN Women claims to stand for gender equality and female empowerment, but all their outrage seems to be based solely on their desire to shame both genders based on their own imagined stereotypes. True, because everybody stereotypes, remember? By attempting to unstereotype the media, Ishikawa and UN Women have ironically stifled creativity, innovation, and individuality, as well as increased the gender barrier. Curves can't be real. They're drawing with a French arc. Instead of wasting time with this distraction, UN Women should go back to New York and focus all its energy towards the problems among their own committee member states. True. What do you make of the outrage against Getsuyoba no Tawaba ad? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments below. Okay. Well, like I said, people stereotype because they have to. We have to stereotype for your brain to keep up with the world, to stick around, to be able to know how to interact with someone before you've really gotten to know them. We have to do that. Even if you take a stereotype to the most general of you human, you speak my language, like that would still be a stereotype in a way. So I just find it interesting that someone wants to remove stereotypes. It's like, no, we don't need to remove stereotypes. Maybe expand stereotypes. There's a thing you can do, right? We have hundreds of stereotypes of men and women, right? We should add more. We should make more stereotypes, more blocks that we can fit people in, more boxes that people can enter, right? We want to have as many thoughts about a person that we can kind of put together quickly as possible, right? So when you see me coming down the street with an anime shirt, you're like, oh, white guy, got an anime shirt, probably he's walking instead of like in a car or an Uber, so he's probably working hard, and he likes anime, so he's probably wants to get some sushi or some ramen or something like that, and we can speak English, and he may know some Japanese words, right? Like there's There's a stereotype. You stick me in that stereotype box. Add stereotypes. We want more stereotypes. We want to stereotype everything, everybody, every cross Venn diagram of humanity should have a stereotype so that we can figure out who goes where and when. Oh my goodness. It's almost 9 o'clock. That's when I said I would end it. That's when I said I would end it. These last two are pretty quick. Pretty quick, I say. I'll start out stereotypes are how the brain sorts cultural difference to make sense of it. Exactly. And cultural differences that go beyond like culture at large. Like the cultural differences can be microcultures where it's, you know, these are the people that go to PAX. These are the people that go to Emerald City. These are the people that go to the anime convention. The cultures can all be those micro subcultures that we have, and they can all be interacted with uniquely. Oh my goodness. Going around the horn, breaking out the house sake. Just a few more minutes. Just a couple more things. I wanted to take note that we now have a dubcast revealed for Shikimori. So, typically, dubs will translate in a way that has to match lip flaps, and they will have to translate in a way that matches sort of the cultural nuance of a different language. Usually that removes something from the Japanese that says, oh, this is a Japanese thing, now it's an English thing. We're going to say jelly donuts instead of onigiri or rice ball. In this case, we could fix things. How can the dub fix Shikimori? Same animation, same lip flaps and number of lines, right? But can this dub actually make Shikimori interesting? I think the answer is yes, and that's if they use this idea of not being a cutie, or I don't want to be cool, because Galaxora's in it, then I don't know if she is gonna be in it. I know she's not a named voice. Oh, she is in it. Okay, yeah, so she'll be an additional voice in it for sure. So we can watch it in dub so that we can listen for Galaxora and on that. But here's the thing, right? Is like in English, if we switch things over to like having Shikimori say, I don't want to be cool. I don't want to like focus on that idea of like, I want to be cute. And we give her that goal of wanting to be a cute girl, and Izumi wanting her to be cool. Like if he can change those lines. And we have Bryson Bogus here, who is Belle from Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? So they, they've got some history doing things. The Jed is doing the direction. Emily Farjado. And we got Tia Ballard as an assistant. So we've got people with history and understanding on anime to do this. So if they can get it so that Shikimori's lines are saying, I want to be cute, and his lines are, Izumi's lines are saying, I want you to be yourself. I want you to be true to yourself. And that like their goal switches from being, I love you and I need protection to, and I have bad luck to, I just want you. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. You be you. Like that, those subtle changes are a way that the dub could actually improve the relationship and make it better overall. But we've got a lot of good voices on here. Clifford Chapin, of course, is going to be the or Chapin is going to be that best friend with the little it called? Snaggletooth. And lots of extra voices, and yes, Galaxora is going to be an extra voice in this. Also, Shikimori took over Akihabara. Just Shikimori, though, I should point out, one of the Akihabara isn't averse to anime collabs, with the area of Tokyo being displayed on buildings and posters. But this season's Shikimori is not just a cutie, just announced the biggest one character takeover of Akiba ever, with Shikimori front and center, featuring in over 200 posters around Akihabara Station, the adjoining Atre department store, and the Animate main building. These are some of the posters that we'll see around Akihabara if you happen to be there, if they open up and we can get in there. Shikimori Takeover begins May 1, with Animate joining in on the cool fun on May 9. And JR Akihabara Station putting up their Shikimori posters in different areas starting April 28th. Between all the start and end times, May 9th to 12th seems to be the range in which there are the most Shikimoris in Akiba at one time. Out of the whopping 200 posters in the entire collaboration, 100 of those will be found in Akihabara Station in Atre, while the other 100 to be found at the Animate Akihabara building. The Animate Akihabara is like a really weird building. It's kind of like skinny. Like, it's a very strangely shaped building. Like, you've got to really go up a lot of floors to get through the whole thing overall. It's a very, very strange one. It's strange. Streams here, blah, blah, blah. And that is the last thing I have to say today. I'm going to watch the dub. I'm going to follow up with the dub. I want to see if they can tweak the translation just enough to make it a little better, more interesting, actual relationship that isn't as parasitic as we see it currently. Thank you for that term that I can use. I like saying parasitic. It makes it feel a lot as bad as it looks to me. Now, again, they could fix it, they could improve it, and I'm hoping they do, because it looks really good. And I like that idea of somebody who, when they're trying their hardest, they're not meeting their goal. That's kind of a unique take on something. Like, when I try hard, I then miss out on the thing I actually want to be, which is pretty and protected. Like, and that is an interesting dynamic. So that could be something that's unique and exciting. And I think if we remove a lot of the focus from Izumi and just switch their lines to just, I want to protect you, oh, don't worry about me, blah 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 blah, I want to make sure that you can be you and you can take care of yourself, you don't have to worry about me, and give them that agency of, I want to be better. I think you can get a better story there, but we just haven't seen it yet in the sub. Maybe the dub translation can fix that. Maybe later on in the anime, it just gets better. But we will see, and we will move forward with that. For now, you have a wonderful rest of your evening. This has been Blaine's Escape Corner. I have had a blast hanging out tonight, and I will see you on Monday at 7 o'clock. You have a wonderful weekend. Watch some anime that you want to watch. Don't waste time on something you don't want to watch. And hit me up on Twitter or Discord. Let me know how things are going. Have a good night. Kampai.